Hi HCGers, this is HCG Berry Babe coming at you with a update on the pellet project. Today is rerun P2, results for day 4. This morning I was 162.7, which is my LDW from my last round that failed P3. I was down 1.3. I'm down 10.1 from the highest since I started the round. So in 4 days I'm down 10.1. Pretty glad. Just for a look at the roller coaster. I know that's what Susie's body called her round. Take a look at this. Started out so even, dipped way down, then went whoop, and now I'm back in the zone. It's interesting because even 2 pounds higher I was still feeling really puffy, but today I noticed that the ribs up here, I don't know if you call them ribs up here, I guess this is my sternum, they were starting to show. And so how much lower will I go? I don't know. I'm going to play it by ear and see what happens. I heard a couple people today. Hcgchica was one, and B was another one that was talking about glycogen stores refilling. And so I need to hear more about that, guys. Whenever I go from very low carb, very restrictive eating and then start adding in carbs again, I'm good for 15 pounds. And of course, I never go slowly like you're supposed to. It's always just kind of a boom dump, and then the weight, water, whatever comes on. But I'm wondering now if I should lose below where it is that I want to be so I can rebound then to be where I want to be, rather than feeling like I'm struggling to stay at my top choice weight. I don't know. I'm just delighted that to report on the pellets. Today hunger was much better. Yesterday I did 3 pellets 4 times a day. The directions say 4 pellets 3 times a day. So I just spaced them out a little differently. Today I went back to 4 pellets 4 times a day. And I'll see how I feel tomorrow. Just to remind you, I didn't load correctly on the pellets, so technically this would be my first V. If I had loaded for 3 days, I'm only on day 4, so today's day 4, but I reported for day 4. You know, the day of the diet and the day you're reporting for get confusing. So, pretty pleased. I even got a bit of a hum today. I'm still finding that I want to eat more, and I've actually eaten to fullness, which is like, oh, I'm full. It's been on P2 okay for me things, but it's still eating to fullness. It's like I'm not eating anymore because I'm full. So, still working on that. I was hoping that by spreading the HCG pellets out that I would get some relief from evening cravings. But I'm finding that the evening time when the weather is good, it brings out barbecue fever. And I want to be outside with a cool something to drink and something picnic-like to eat. And so I know I had talked to April about the phrase motor memories after one of her vlogs, and she had talked about how she had cravings while she was sitting at her desk by the computer, yet at home she didn't. And I suggested to her that perhaps her body was remembering that when she sat at the computer she used to eat a lot. And so she had established physical habits, just like we have mental habits, things we do. We also have physical habits, and it takes about, everybody's heard this, 3 weeks to break a habit. But I believe for me, smells kick me back. My daughters came home from Guatemala, and they have the primary mode of transportation is diesel bus. And when I smell diesel, I am back in the city with those buses belching that exhaust. Doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing. Same thing when I'm doing hand laundry with cold water. I was there for many, many weeks between the two daughters and did my laundry in a stone, they call them pilas. And when I'm sloshing those suds, it just like, boom, takes me right back there. And I've noticed that I have a lot of motor memories, especially this time of year. I'm out in the evening driving around. We have daylight savings time, so it's 8 or 9 o'clock, and it still is, it's balmy. The sun's gone down, so it's not stifling hot. And neon lights. I have motor memories of pulling into drive-thrus where there are neon lights, and I physically get a jerk. I physically get a need. I physically have a response that's totally unconscious. I can be thinking of nothing related to food, and I see, boom, there are some logos that we laugh about, but it's like those old wives' tale. It's true. Dairy Queen logo. I can spot it. Those kind, Baskin Robbins, I can spot it. I was in our local Sears store, and when I first came to Flint many years ago, they had a candy counter. And those of you that are very old might remember where you could go and the candy would be in big enclosed glass bins, and you would say, I would like half a pound. Or when I was a kid at the Woolworths, you'd say, I'd like 10 cents worth. And they would measure out your candy and put it in a bag. And the Sears bags were always white with pink and orange stripes. And I had gone to pick up a pair of blue jeans that I had ordered from their ship to the store place, and as I came back through, I passed the place where that candy stand had been in that particular Sears. They haven't had it for years and years and years. And my body remembered. And I had to look, and I had to remember, and I had to savor, and I actually had mental pictures. You know, ADHD, we're very visual, and I have all these, it was like a slideshow of the different kinds of things and the whole candy counter. And even this is so ingrained that when I was a very little girl, my father died when I was 10 and a half, and when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, my dad used to take us. We lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the Sears was way downtown. And he would get one little bag of something, like food porn, like candy corn. And my brother and I would follow him around like little puppies, and he would feed us candy corn or something similar like that from that little bag that was white with pink and orange stripes. And we only had one car, and there were times when I would get into the car and my mother had been out, and there would be a little bag left in the front seat that had chocolate nut things in it. Now, I didn't care for nuts at that time, so it was kind of boring to me. But I just want to talk about that motor memory. It wouldn't take much. Just if I were to see one of those candy bags, the white with the pale orange pink stripes, it would slam me back to my childhood when I had outings with my father and my brother, and when my mother had had outings. I always knew when she had been out and around on her own, because one of those candy bags would show up. She wasn't very good at being a hiding eater. So I think that sometimes we don't know what sets us off. We don't know what pulls us to eat. And I propose that there are many unconscious things that go on with us that we've been programmed for. cigar smells takes me back to my grandpa. Always, always used to tell me I was full of prune juice. It slams me back. I don't have a choice. I smell cigar smoke, I'm there. And so there are many times where food was involved. My mother was a stay-at-home mother for a lot of years, especially when my father was alive, and we used to have all the seasonal goodies, and that was a way she showed love. So those triggers, those smells, those types of things, I think we need to be aware. And then once we're aware, then we can work to make different associations and different memories. But I think we need to be aware that our brains have a lot of synapses that have been pre-programmed without us having any conscious ability to control it unless we acknowledge it and pay attention to it. Okay, enough of the Twilight Zone kind of thing. I have a non-scale related victory, and I have Flintstone feet. My feet are, I'm a size 10, so they're not short, but my toes are very wide and very short. My dad had long skinny toes, and the second toe was bigger, it was longer than the big toe. No, I didn't get those. I got the Flintstone feet. If you've ever watched a Flintstone cartoon where Fred puts his feet down to run and then stops. Yeah, high arch. I think it was Toy was talking about long vlog ago that she had actually lost in height because the bottoms of her feet lost weight. I was able to fit into regular width shoes. Oh my God. So of course I had to get not one pair but two pair. But now I have all these shoes that are sloppy. I mean, in like at Walmart, if I have a pair of black loafers that they were $10, and so I went around to different Walmarts and bought several pair. And I might have worn out 6 pair, and I still have 2 or 3 left. And they're too big. Guess they're going to get recycled to the women's shelter. So I'm pretty excited about that. And my daughter talked me into going to Kohl's to use my 30% coupon again. She bought her things, but then I ended up buying some shoes, which I needed. They were a good price, and the 30% made it even better. So, no, I've been long. For those of you that have seen me drag an ass for a while, isn't it nice that I'm a little more animated and pleased with life right now? This shirt I spent $6 on at an HCG boutique. It's a Van Heusen, and the fabric is so soft. But you know what? I bought it when I was up higher not too long ago, and now today it's almost too big. It's nice for hot weather because it's nice and blousy, but I felt like an old lady. And if I say that, you younger ones are going to laugh. But I don't always feel like an old lady when I dress up and go out. But today I felt like I looked like an old lady. But that's okay. So that's all I have for now. If you've stuck with me that far, thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.